have you join us on the show, Prime Woman. My name is Elizabeth Abai, and I want to begin this show by sharing a bit of what Audrey said. I'll quote it directly the way she said it. It says, I believe in being strong when everything else seems to be going wrong. I believe that happy girls are the prettiest girls. I believe that tomorrow is another day, and I believe in miracles. And I tell you, you can walk your way into actualizing your miracles if you keep your head straight up and work hard. My guest today is someone who will be sharing a bit of the strength of a woman when we come back. Don't go away. If you just joined us, you're right on time because we're about to kickstart right away. Deeply so too. My guest today is a personality I'm sure all of us will enjoy because her story is very touching. She is a whole lot of things put together. She is an evangelist, if you want to call her that, or you call her a pastor, but I know that she trains and ministers with the Word of God. She is also an exceptionally talented entrepreneur. She's a writer, she's a mother, she's a super duper businesswoman. My guest today is the CEO of Women Africa International. Join me as I say welcome to Mrs. Ijeoma Eteng Emeribe. Nice to have you.
Thank you.
All right. I was actually going through my books online, and I stumbled on your book you wrote in 2019.
Yeah.
That's The Long Journey Home. The story is amazing. I can't imagine how you would have gone all through that and then you're still standing tall. Share the background of the book for us.
The book actually came just like that. I was like talking with somebody, sharing my story, and the person said, wow, this actually happened. I say, yes. So from my background, you understand, I grew up with my grandfather. My mom was married, so I never really had to stay with her. I didn't. In fact, at 2-3 years, I didn't know who. I just knew that my grandparents were my parents. So I grew up like that. And then
your father wasn't there, your mother wasn't there?
No, none of them was there. But I knew that my mom was somewhere. At least I knew that my mom was somewhere. But my father, I've always known someone else, like I said before, someone else to be my father. If you go and read the book, there are so many things. In fact, you cannot just read this book and remain the same. I know people that have read this book and they say, wow, I almost got born again. Why? You understand? Because it's a true life story. That's the truth about it. My childhood, how I was abandoned, how I became a woman, a proper woman from 11 to 12 years. I was taking care of myself. How I went to my aunts and then I was like, some of us, we went through rape. My cousin did that when I was still a young girl. Do you understand that?
Rape?
Yes. So all these things happened, you understand? Not like they didn't happen, they actually happened. It was a life, it's an experience. But all these things put together made me who I am. So I keep, even when I fall, I keep standing. Whenever I fall, I keep standing. So the story is right there in the book. Everything you need to know about Ijeoma Emeribe is right there in the book. So this man heard the story and decided to take it up to America. You understand? So when we got to America, the book was supposed to be published by Salem Publishers, which he sent me an agreement that to sign, and then we talk about the percentage, what will go to him and what will come to me. So it was like that, and then I think he started saying that the book was more of a diamond, that even told my friend, say, your friend is sitting on the gold mine, she doesn't know. So he was like saying that he has been in America all these years and has not made it, but this book was going to make him. So because of that, he had to go to Salem Publishers, collected the book and decided to publish it himself. So the book is being sold. It has been interpreted into many languages. I see it online. People are buying it. So it's just on Amazon.
And perhaps was this story of yours? I mean, you're growing up, the reason why you founded the Women Africa?
Yes, like I said before, I actually have always wanted to. I used to hear UNICEF, UNESCO, So I don't know, because they used to bring books those days to the primary school and stuff. So I grew up having that mentality that someday I'm going to work with either United Nations or UNICEF and stuff like that. And then I used to have this dream of feeding people, just feeding people. Whereas I didn't have enough. You understand? As a child, I didn't have enough. That's the truth about it. We were about 7. My step-grandmother had 5. And then some of the grandchildren were staying with her. And then myself and my elder brother were also there. So whenever we want to eat, we are seated there in one plate. You know, the bowl of soup is one.
So and everybody is one.
So they have to cut our own and put in our hands to eat.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes. They had to cut our own and put in our hands to eat. So you'll be dipping from your hand. So you see, it was not very easy. You know, so it's funny now because God was able to make me to be strong like this.
It's touching. But I'll still go back to your organization, Women Africa International, where you are reaching out to people. I see you also try to build empowerment on the women. Can you share some of the things you do with it?
Yes, I remember. I actually started from singles ablaze, where I was picking children that dropped out of school. I was sending them to maybe learn some job and even go send them to school too. So I started doing that. That was 2013. Some of them are graduates and doing so well now. And I remember one of them called me and said, "You're my role model. No matter what, you raised me. Everything I am today, you contributed to it." So that one gives me so much joy. And many of them out there, you understand. So I started that program 2013, and then 2026 was when I actually came out full for the women.
2016.
2016. Yeah. So in that 2016, we empowered about 10 women. I didn't really know much, but I had that passion to do that. And then some of them went into farming. Some of them were into small businesses. MTN, paid a certain amount then. Then you paid 25,000, then you are registered as an agent with the MTN. So many of them also did that, and they were doing well. Some of them actually did not have homes. So they had to share the money into two and build some kind of, Abuja houses. They rented some out and still stay there, and also, so that's how they were able to utilize the 300 that we gave to them. We did not even look at whether you were a Christian or a Muslim. It was just humanitarian work we're actually doing. And then also we're at Uyo. We also went to Kenya, and then I was talking with the governor on how to improve the living standard of the women, especially in the marketplaces where they don't even have like storage, so their goods were all displayed and stuff like that. There was an orphanage in Kenya where we had to buy them sugarcane making machine so that they will be able to train their children. And then also like chairs, they wanted some chairs that they will use for as rentals, which we did that. And then as at that time, we gave them 100,000 Kenyan shillings. As at that time, if I can remember clearly. And then there were other ones we were supposed to do, but we couldn't continue because we needed support. We didn't have that support that we actually wanted. So we came back to Nigeria. We were able to empower 200 women in Uyo. When we asked, we said, okay, what can you do with as little as 20,000? At least I knew that 20,000 could buy a bag of crayfish as at that time. And then even if you keep it and you're selling, you're not going to be going from house to house begging money, begging for food. You should be able to grow from that one. A bag, then a bag of crayfish was about 9,000 naira. And then we say, okay, we'll give you 25,000, 20,000. You buy a bag and start to sell. At least that one bag will. So we felt that you can start a business with a small amount and then monitor it and still eat from it and then keep saving, and then the business will grow from there. So we were able to do that in Uyo. In Lagos also, we empowered almost the same number of people, though the programs were big, massive programs.
Do you monitor these people that you empower? Because sometimes You just give them the money.
No, we actually monitor them. Some of them that were doing hairdressing, we gave them sewing machines. We gave some of them popcorn making machines, and then some of them that were caterers, we had to give them industrial machines. I think all those things are actually they didn't. The people that actually sold were people from Abuja. To the extent I was saying, I hope that the women that came from Abuja didn't do something in their homes and ran to Abuja, you understand, to come and look. Because some of them, that grinding machine were given to some of them. Some actually used perfectly well. There are some that didn't. They sold them. But those machines were buying us at that time for, was it 20-something thousand? Go now. 100 and something thousand as at today. Even the grinding machine that comes with a generator.
Yes.
We were able to give them those ones. And then even sewing machines we gave, And then I remember we also did empowerment in Abuja also. Apart from the 300,000 we gave to 10 women. When we realized that the 300,000 was too much for one person, we decided to be, at least so that we can empower many people. So we also did training for them, those that were doing learning how to do soap, soap making, bead making, even those two were doing shoes. We had to do all those things. And then coming back to recent, like in 2021, we also did cassava grinding machine. I get discouraged somehow because most times when we give these things, you see the NGO written there. Some of them will still sell it. So it kind of becomes discouraging to me and to us as people who had to put our monies together, not minding that we have children, we'll still take from what we are supposed to take, give to our children, our families, and still want to give out to others. So at the end of the day, we are looked as if government packed their monies and gave to me, and then instead of me just throwing it to them, and I'm asking, what are you doing with the money and all those stuff. Some of them can even go and buy wig. And then the worst is that you will see them in this program. The next program, they are supposed to come and even empower others, because you're being empowered to empower others. So those are the things, the challenges. You understand? We also have our own success stories of people who have used it, and then, like I know of a woman that saw me somewhere. Because sometimes if I'm not in the car, you may not know I'm the one. So she saw me. She was selling corn at the roadside, and she has done well. She stopped doing the corn business and is doing other businesses. So she recognized that, okay, I was the one who gave her the startup for that business. We have done empowerment 2023, you understand, where we had, because hunger was so much in Nigeria. So we had to keep a whole 1,000 cartons of noodles. 1,000 cartons. So the first time we shared about 500. So the other one that was there, the leftover, we kept it there. So families that are hungry, from time to time, they'll call. So it's okay, go and take 2 cartons, or go take 3, or take 1. So it continued like, in fact, that one lasted for 1 full year. So families were eating from that noodles. Those are the things we have done recently.
Okay, apart from the food aspect and the skill acquisition you're doing for women and youth, I also noticed that you ventured into the medical field.
Yes.
And also the academic field as a proprietor.
Yeah, we have the school that is there, and then most times we just send people to go there, and maybe why they don't have money to, so we just train some of them to go. From there, we give them scholarships too. And then medically, it's the same thing, even though somehow in the medical, so I'm not a medical person. So when you bring people to come and work, they kind of run down the business. They don't know that it's just a part of doing work for God, you understand, humanitarian work. It doesn't matter whether you're a Christian. We were not also concentrating in the Woman Africa too much on, you must be a Christian before we can do something. Like last year, we gave the Muslim community 50 cartons of noodles when they were during their fasting period. Because you know why I do that? When we go to the market to shop, we don't even look at who is a Muslim or a Christian. You understand? And then sometimes too, when we go to look for contracts, we don't look at all those things, but it is only when we start sharing.
We have heard about women pulling other women down. What's your take on that PhD syndrome in women, pulling women down?
Let me actually take an example from myself. I have built my own world. I built a certain world around myself to the extent that no matter who you are, what you're doing, you understand, it doesn't affect my mental psyche. You understand? I will prefer that you grow to a certain level. You understand? At least I'll give you the support. If, like we have been saying, okay, let a woman president come. I've done that. I've said that before. You understand? Not because I don't like the president, but I've always said, okay, if somebody like Konji Wela should come out, I'll be the one. I'm just being sincere. I'm just being myself here. I will say, okay, I love her. I would like a woman to, such a woman, not every woman. You understand? Not every woman. A woman that has self-will, a woman that has integrity, a woman that has compassion, a woman that is caring. These are the qualities that I need in a woman that can support other women. But not like when you are doing something wrong, you think I'm coming to support you because you're a woman. I won't do that.
Anyway, now, as a woman, you're involved in all manner of businesses, and you seem to be running them without breaking a sweat. And at the same time, right at your back there, I see beautiful Emanuela standing tall. Tells me that you also have your family. How do you join your family and your work without breaking a finger?
I think it's time. You understand? Time is so important in everyone's life. I wake up in the morning, especially now that the father is not around. I take her to school when I don't have a driver. I wake up and as early as 7, I'm dropping her at school. And I come back and wait for somebody that will take me out, you understand, until I'm able to. So it happens like that. Before now, I used to beat her, but she's able to take care of herself. She beats herself, and I make sure that I look at her and know a lot of things about her. I can really tell when she wants to fall sick. Yes, I can tell when she wants to fall sick, when she begins to.
Yes, I know that, okay, this one wants to fall sick, so I begin to monitor her. So it's timing. And somebody will say, how do you do it? I sleep a lot, but people don't know. I work a lot and I sleep a lot. I work mentally. I know it's not easy to work mentally. I am in the church, I'm in the ministry, I am in the family as number one, the head. So it's not easy to be a head and a detail at the same time. You're looking to how to pay your children's school fees. You're looking on how to work with them mentally, psychologically. It's not so easy. But sometimes I want to break down. You understand? I do really want to break down. And then at that point when I want to break down, I'll always need somebody to be around me.
Okay, when you want to break down, that means you also need to, rejuvenate yourself. How do you relax?
Like I said, I sleep a lot.
Okay.
And then
sleeping is the way you
yes, and then when I'm angry, I go shopping.
Oh wow.
I told you before. When I'm angry, I just go out shopping. And then when
you're angry, let me know,
yes.
I can join you. And beyond that, I know that you're very domesticated. You just told us that you were taking care of your child by way of giving her a bath, and you also cook for her.
For sure.
Okay, so I'm going to see what you usually cook
yes,
for her.
I do cook. Yeah. In fact, I like cooking. You should know that. I love to cook. And then I don't use the...
What's your favorite dish? Perhaps the one you will show us today.
Okay, maybe it's this pankuko. You understand that I may want to cook. There's this kind of food that Calabar people call pankuko. Most people don't have the time to cook it.
I know it's a cocoyam.
But just a simple meal that you can use just maybe 10 minutes and you finish cooking.
Oh wow! In that case, I'll go and look at it. I'll follow you to the kitchen. Okay, I'll follow you to the kitchen and go and get it cooked.
So as the water boils, you don't need too much of this fish, it's too much. Just put few pieces. You understand? And then a little pepper, depending on, you can put the dry pepper or the fresh pepper, it's not a problem.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just waiting for the water to boil. Because when it boils, it will hold your balls. But if it's not boiled, it will not hold your balls.
Okay, I see it's beginning to boil a little.
Yeah.
So that way the balls can hold better.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Because the water must boil. If it doesn't boil, the balls will scatter.
I like the fact that you're a total woman, you're a businesswoman, you're a pastor, you're a mother, and very importantly, you're a very good cook. You know, that's the totality of being who we're supposed to be. Well done. I can cover the pot, right?
No, don't.
Oh, wow. So if I cover the pot, what will happen?
The lungs may also not. So it does have if it was the other one that we use leaf, you know, because you're not going to put water, the egg bank, you will not put water. So you just tie it and put inside with oil. So you can cover that one because there's oil inside, so you cover it to steam.
Okay.
Is that steaming that will now hold the balls together inside the leaf? You understand?
The ones I'm not wrapping it.
You just don't cover it.
I don't need to cover it.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice. Are we going to use palm oil at any point?
Yeah, I'm going to put palm oil. But some people, traditionally, you don't need the oil. You see how it is now.
Oh, okay.
The balls.
I see the balls are all
But you can actually cut them into smaller pieces if you want. You understand? So that's it now.
Nice. I see in stirring, you're taking care so that...
So I can now put the Maggi. I can now put...
Be careful of the salt.
You see, it didn't take time for the balls to
Form.
Yeah.
So if we cover the pot, this
you
form...
can actually cover the pot.
Right now. Okay.
You see how it is right now?
I also noticed something. It's becoming a bit of piquant.
Yes. Sure. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's piquant. Has it reached the part where I need to taste?
No. In the next 2 minutes.
Okay.
In the next 5 minutes, the food is just ready. Isn't it so nice? And
It's looking really nice.
or you can taste it now, actually, if you want to.
It's so sweet. It's so sweet. Oh.
I can now put like this. I don't need too much. Well, like you can actually put a lot of vegetables if you
I
want.
like vegetables. I'm going to put all.
So that's what I'm saying. You can actually put a lot of vegetables if you, especially for medical reasons.
It's okay.
It's even too much.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
So I'll dish it and
Yeah. Okay, while you're waiting to dish, I'll just be telling you that we've had fun, making this happen. And on behalf of everyone here, I'll just say thank you for making this show happen for us. And continue to uplift women the way you're doing.